Beautiful. Is that the end of the chapter? No. Or just a halfway point? Oh no, it's a halfway point. After cooling off a bit inside the restaurant, little by little, I realized I was still on edge. There were spots here and there on my body that hurt, probably because I had been so stiff with nervousness. Shion had changed into her uniform and brought over 2 glasses of iced coffee.
Here you go, iced coffee on the house. Just bring this coupon with you to the register and there'll be no charge.
My patheticness really knew no bounds. But since she went through the trouble, I might as well take her up on the offer. Even though it had started out as such a lovely day, I had to get carried away and do that stupid thing. I completely ruined it. But really... Yeah, you really saved my eye there. I really come to see you as reliable.
Even I was scared, but Kai-chan was in trouble, so... I had to be brave and do my best.
While embarrassed by what she just said, Shion made a show of folding her arms boldly. Shion, really, thank you. I was thanking Shion, but I really wanted to thank Neon. Neon, really, thank you.
Now, cheer up a little. If you feel indebted, then you have the chance. Then when you have the chance, you should help somebody in need. Like, for example, if I'm ever in trouble, please come and save me.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's a promise. Why wouldn't I?
You absolutely have to.
Taking advantage of my word, she seemed happy about my promise.
So if I'm ever in trouble, Kai-chan will come and save me. I hope trouble comes soon.
Pause. Oops.
I hope trouble comes soon. Ah, you finally smiled.
She just said as she smiled herself, poking me in the cheek.
A downtrodden Kai-chan is as good as an imposter. Come on, smile.
The tickles. Stop! So she on the belly. I finally cheered up a little. All the muscles in my body that had stiffened because of the incident finally began to relax a little.
When you're in a better mood, don't you get a little hungry? I'm kind of hungry, so I want to eat some pancakes or something. Do you want some too, Kai-chan?
Show a little restraint, but restraint really wasn't my thing. That's why I replied without any. They're good, right? I'm pretty picky when it comes to pancakes.
Don't worry. Our pancakes have a pretty good reputation.
She had ordered some pancakes from nearby waiters. God, I love pancakes. Good. I'm not necessarily picky, per se. I love all pancakes, but obviously you have your favorites. I can even remember the taste of those. There's not a babysitter. Some, I don't know what she was classified as. She used to make pancakes when I was really little. They were so buttery and so soft and so sweet and syrupy. They were delicious. Or my dad's pancakes that are like the frickin', they're the size of dinner plates. But they also taste amazing. So huge, but so delicious. Especially when there's blueberry or chocolate chip ones. With the chocolate chip ones, I like to slap peanut butter on one and then syrup on the other. That way it's quote-unquote healthier, but it also tastes good. It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup. Anyways. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking of more pancakes. I need to stop. An employee ordering from another employee seems kind of weird. Hey, speaking of that, wasn't Shion in the middle of a shift? She's just been slacking off while talking to me.
I told my uncle that you saved me when I was surrounded by hoodlums, so he's rewarding you.
So I have the
manager's permission.
That's exactly the opposite of what happened. Is that alright?
It's perfectly fine.
By the time the pancakes arrived, we had entered into a relaxed conversation. It's also weird to do pancakes for, I presume, dinner? It's after school, so it'd have to be after lunch for sure. I mean, it's not unfounded. I've done Brinner, as we like to call it. You got brunch, breakfast for lunch, and you got Brinner, breakfast for dinner. It's not weird. It's just no hamburgers, no chicken patty or chicken strips, tendies or boneless wings or wings or lots of chickens. I love chicken too. Just interesting. She's an odd little duck, isn't she? What I'm trying to get at or something. Oh no. The two of us ate pancakes, we live in the mood with some chit chat. About what was on TV, celebrities, what kind of thing, that kind of thing. Hobbies, food, surely. Nothing more than idle chit chat. Talking together like this, I once again became conscious of Shion being a girl. Hey now, that's funny talk, Kaiji Maibara. Shion and Mion are the same person. Or are they? Keep doing this. If there was anything different between them, it was only whether or not Mion admitted she was Mion. Well, given that, how our conversation was this different? It could be a dual personality like Reina in the last game. I don't know.
Kai-chan, you don't think of my sister as a girl, do you?
That's not true! If she were a guy, I'd punch the living daylights out of her!
I think the reason you guys get along so well is because you have that kind of platonic relationship. It's a pretty rare and an enviable thing to have, don't you think?
I don't get what you're saying. It really would be a waste to treat her like a girl.
Hey, Kai-chan, that's sexist.
Maybe the word sexist was the cause for introspection. What was I prejudiced against Mion and Shion for? Mion was Mion. She was the best friend a guy could have, no reservations, and head and shoulder above me when it came to club activities. If I met her 5 years earlier, my life would have probably been a lot more fun. Of this I had no doubt. Then what about Shion? She was Mion's little sister in it. It hadn't even been 3 days since we met. Our relationship was much more distant, as the only thread we had in common was that I knew her sister. For Shion, it was the same. I was somebody she met 3 days ago, only because I was a friend of her sister's. The difference between Mion and Shion: friendliness, familiarity. Playing around with those unclear thoughts for a while, I had stopped listening to Shion.
Hypothetically, okay, are you listening?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm listening.
This is just...
That looks more like Mion. The eyebrows. Those sneaky little eyebrows.
This is just a hypothetical...
That doesn't seem right.
Hypothetical question, okay? Both me and my sister are in trouble, okay? We're in danger we're dangling off the side of a cliff. Which one of us do you save? You can only save one.
She wasn't saying it to tease me, but had a playful tone behind her voice. That's not a nice question. I want to save you both, but I can't do that right.
Right. You can only save either Shion or Mion. Who do you save?
Or Mion. I don't think she'd be in that situation in the first place. As it's something she could easily get out of herself. But what about the normal, frail Shion? I guess I'd have no choice.
It's not my sister, right?
Mion and Shion were different people. I suppose it would come to that. I couldn't confirm nor deny it. She should have been smiling, but her gaze was locked firmly to mine.
In other words, that's it, isn't it? My sister is.
Huh?
Sorry, I messed up what I was trying to say.
She was trying to talk in a lighthearted manner, but I felt that there was something more behind her words. Man trying to tell me something through Shion? Not being able to put a finger on exactly what it was vexing. Shion, to hide her embarrassment, turned the conversation around.
More importantly, just now, were you surprised? Everybody kept on showing up.
course I was. If it were Reina or Satoko, that would have been one thing. But for all those people, young and old together, they were all from Hinamizawa, right?
Yeah, that's right. Everybody in Hinamizawa is pretty close-knit. An enemy of one is the enemy of all. Nobody's gonna look on from the sidelines. They're a pretty reliable group of residents.
If somebody's being picked on, then everybody be nice to get rid of the bully. Kind of sounds like the Mafia of the Yakuza's brand of unity.
You shouldn't say something like that. It's something you should be thankful for. You were saved by that unity, weren't you? Never forget to show your appreciation.
I half-heartedly agreed. I know full well I should be appreciative. Everybody really is close-knit, aren't they?
Maybe it's because of tradition. Hinamizawa has been in danger of becoming ghost town on several occasions. There's been history of the villagers uniting together each time to fight for the villagers' continued existence.
That's devilish.
For example, Kai-chan, did you know about the Hinamizawa Dam Project?
Hinamizawa Dam Project? We're not hiding that, huh? Let's see, I feel like I've heard somebody talk about it before.
About 10 years ago, there was a sudden proposal to build a dam here, which would have submerged Hinamizawa underwater.
Well, that's true. I think I heard my dad talk about that. I'm pretty sure that the plan was cancelled, right?
He made them cancel it. Everybody banded together. So that was a well-earned victory.
That sounded pretty much like the story I heard. The protests intensified to the point where it was featured in newspaper and magazines. As a result, the plan was suspended.
The whole story with the dam apparently started before I was born. At first, the proposal was only for exploratory purposes, or a small dam to control erosion. But then the cat was let out of the bag. If it were completed, it would have been the biggest dam in Japan. Not just Hinamizawa, but several villages upstream would have been submerged as well. The protests immediately began. Petitions to cancel or relocate the project were drafted and submitted to the Diet. They even went so far as to go to the Ministry of Construction in Tokyo to hand over a direct appeal to the minister. Inconsistencies in the purchase agreement, and the transaction should be nullified. Owners of yet unacquired land split their properties, increasing the number of landowners in order to stifle the project. It was all very precious when the land acquisition was still about money. Eventually they started relying on eminent domain in order to seize land. It started at that point. The riot police began to get violent.
Riot police? You mean the police? Why would they act violent?
They punched. They kicked. There was a time I was hit. Right around here, I think. My skin split open and a whole lot of blood spilled out.
Saying that, Shion indicated her temple by poking at it. Oh, ow. What happened to the police? Filing a complaint against the riot police for police brutality would seem kind of strange for some reason. Naturally, they wouldn't pay heed to something like that. You wouldn't be able to establish proof on who exactly hit you, and they could justify their actions by saying you were interfering with police duties.
My Nana went off like a firework. After that, it was amazing, like a full-scale war. We weren't just going to sit by and idly file complaints. We went on to the offensive. First, in order to call attention to the government, they filed a temporary injunction in court. Then, in order to gain public support, they called in prominent scientists to state that Hinamizawa was a valuable nature preserve. They pressured the prefecture and municipal assembly, saying that the prefecture governor ignored his constituents when he approved the project and demanded his resignation. They completely and thoroughly denounced him.
I was trying to say constitution, but that's not that word.
Naturally, in Hinamizawa, ferocious conflict worthy of being called the Dam War began. In order to suppress the police's brutality, they coordinated with the network channel and exposed the violence of the riot squad members to the public. On top of that, they put together a special expose themed around the government repressing the citizens and aired it nationally. It worked wonders. Following that, the SWAT team had their hands cuffed. Day after day, the petitions and demonstrations continued. Propaganda was used to help garner support. The circle of support gradually expanded outwards from Hinamizawa. Either that bore fruit, or the government finally decided against it. It was announced that the dam project was indefinitely suspended just a few years ago. We did everything we could. The entire village banded together and fought. At that time, we were desperate, but now that it's over, it's actually become a pretty good memory. The villagers' feeling of solidarity and unity still haven't faded.
She answered that as she focused off into the distance. Felt that those eyes weren't filled with anguish, but rather a sense of pride.
That kind of solidarity is pretty nice. You don't see it too often, bridging the generation gap and unifying the region.
Oh, maybe that was me. That kind of solidarity is pretty nice. You don't see it too often, bridging the generation gap and unifying the region.
I think so too. The dam project was a trial. I think that just the fact that we were able to overcome it is huge.
Fear I was feeling until just now gradually began to fade. When people began to show up one after another while I was engaged with those thugs, I thought it was frightening. But now I felt from the bottom of my heart that I had been rude. Villagers prepared to defend their homeland to the death. Sense of solidarity that fostered. I had been impudent to say this, but I was a little jealous. If I had been in Hinamizawa when the protest against the dam was going on, I might have been able to share in that sense of solidarity.
Kaiten, you weren't here at the time, so I don't think you can fully feel the solidarity in the village. But everybody shares it. Thoroughly. Even with the just moved here like you, Kaiten.
It was great. Hopefully She couldn't have been more right. So many people got together to help me out when I just moved here. Even though they were strangers whose names I didn't even know, an odd feeling began welling up inside of me. When I lived in the city, I didn't even know my own neighbors. I thought that was natural, but here, you stupid laptop. Pause a second, and save before anything bad happens. Alright, we've jumped ship from my stupid laptop that's spazzing out to my computer. Had to install it, but it's small. It's small. It didn't take too long to download. It's just, that was what the lagging was, is the mouse suddenly going like, It's like, oh my god, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's barely 2.5 years old. It should not be doing this stuff. But anyways, we continue. I'm not quitting until we finish this chapter. I'm completely invested. I lived said I didn't even know my own neighbors. I thought that was natural, but here, that was an absurd and pathetic thing. Even though I thought of them as strangers, all of the other villagers viewed me as a comrade. Oh, and that's a good thing too. It did not save my window size. It was still a small little square, so I had to go into the settings to adjust it to a full screen. But it is cloud saved, so I was able to pick up right where we left off, thankfully. Even though it's just a brief little thing. If people are wondering, yes, there's cloud saves. You're welcome. I don't know. God, I'm so delirious. I love the other visitors. Good at me as comrade. Happiness and warmth. I was acutely aware of those things as they gradually welled up inside of me. Sonozaki-san. Okay. Probably another waiter.
Sonozaki-san, the manager wants you to work the floor.
More senior waitress waved her hand and called out to Shion. It seemed like it was time for work. To be fair, I can probably get a little closer to my microphone now. Although you might also hear a lot of creaking from the chair that I have at the computer desk.
Oh, okay, I'm coming. Sorry. Looks like I have to get to work now.
It's fine. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was fun.
Oh, are you going home?
Yeah, my mom gets fussy if I'm not home by dinner time, even though you just had pancakes for dinner. It seemed that she wanted to say something, but she swallowed her words. We hadn't talked enough, that kind of feeling. Looking at the expression, I regretted saying something that disappointed me like that. I was about to say that I could stay for a little longer when Shion got up from her seat.
Here, if you use the coupon, it should cover the pancakes as well.
Saying that, she showed me a coupon booklet as she tore out a few sheets and handed them to me. She's
Convenient, isn't it? It's a perk I get on top of my salary.
It's okay. I can pay for the pancakes myself.
Hey, being so reserved doesn't fit you, Kaijun. If I were my sister, you would have gladly let me pay for it.
She said as she left, gently stopping me from opening my wallet. Being told so with such an encouraging smile really resounded with me. So
Sonozaki-san, sorry, could you take care of the register? Ah yes, right away. Later, today was fun.
Saying that, Shion smiled one more time at me. Oh, Mion, thanks a lot for today. I owe you one.
If you really think that, then return the favor. Looking forward to it.
After I said it, I realized I mistakenly called her Mion. I didn't know if she realized it or not. Yeah, she didn't correct me. Down the rabbit hole we go. More and more. What is truth? What is reality? Lazing around and watching television after dinner was part of my daily routine. It seemed like a waste at first glance, but you could say it was an important time when I was able to accrue knowledge of everything from politics to economics to various trivia. After dinner was valuable time well spent while the brain was at its most supplied with nutrients. You idiot! It's obvious that Tokyo Tower is taller! No! Today I tested my knowledge of trivia by watching my weekly quiz show. Sitting in front of the television, I was able to get a lot of the answers right. But if I were actually up on stage, I'd probably fail miserably.
Kaiji, phone call from Sonozaki-san.
Okay, Sonozaki. Wait, that's Mion. It's a little late for her to be calling. I had a bad feeling about this. You forgot your keychain, didn't you? I had a hunch it was something to do with the club activities. She's probably going to inform me about what we were doing tomorrow. This was Mion we were talking about. She might even go so far as to say we're doing club activities right now, so hurry up and come over. By the way, it was 8 p.m. It's probably Shion. Or Mion. Hello? No way, we're having a club battle right now.
Huh? That's not it. I mean...
It was Mion, but it was a very un-Mion-like way of talking. Huh? Could it be?
Sorry, could it be...
Sorry, could it be you're not Mion, but Shion?
That's right. Good evening. I'm sorry for calling so late. For Mion, this would have been a...
For Mion, this would have been an ill-fittingly polite way of talking, but since it was Shion, it was natural. Even though they were both the same person. The dry smile, I enjoyed that mysterious feeling. No, it's fine. What's up?
Kaijun, do you like sweets, like cakes or desserts?
There's no way I hated them. I was unabashed glutton.
That's great. Actually, there's a new dessert contest this summer.
Looks like they have a new dessert menu every season. So they were hiring taste testers for potential desserts.
Desserts at Angelmore have a good reputation.
Should I try sounding like I'm on the front?
It's pretty difficult to get accepted as...
No.
Oh, yes, Batman.
It's pretty difficult to get accepted as a taste tester. I'll get right to the point. Ta-da!
You say ta-da, but I can't see over the phone. Still, could it be?
That's right, I have a taste testing ticket right here. If you don't mind sweets, how about it?
When you say, how about it, you basically mean the ticket.
I can eat all the new desserts I want.
They say we're to beware of honey pots,
But this is sweeter than any pot of honey. Oh, you can eat free dessert? No way!
that sounds amazing, but God, I also feel sick just thinking about it.
If you're okay with that, I'll register you as a taste tester.
Especially because, as we established earlier, both me and Kaiichi, we don't waste a single grain of rice or noodle or nothing. Nothing wasted.
Nothing gained.
If you're okay with that, I'll register you as a taste tester. When you come to the restaurant tomorrow, just give the person in charge your name. Then everything will work out.
You say everything will work out, you mean?
Oh, you can eat for free?
Yeah, it's free. There's quite a bit, so I recommend you come hungry.
This was such a
Delectable opportunity. It was almost scary. This was really Xion, right? It wasn't beyond posing as Xion in order to bait me into a trap, was it? What am I saying? They're the same person.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking, Katrin. You're thinking this is too good to be true, right?
I mean,
I would never.
I heard from my sister, but you're really somebody who can't tell a lie. I'm not averse to somebody like that.
Xion laughed with a voice that sounded a lot like how Mion would laugh. It's not like I was intending on it, but just so happens that my... Oh, whoops.
It's not like I was intending on it, but it just so happens that my shift ends early tomorrow. If it's not a bother, I thought maybe we could spend a little time together after I'm done.
Your shift ends early tomorrow?
Yeah, so while you take your time eating dessert, I'll finish up.
Well, I didn't have any plans anyway. I don't mind hanging out with you for a bit.
It's not like we have to go anywhere. I was thinking we could cool off in the evening while we take a walk.
This sounds like a date. There's no reason for me to refuse. Out of courtesy, I might as well take her up on her offer.
By the way, Kaichan, you and I have been meeting up every day, haven't we?
Will we? Interesting.
Now that
you say it, I guess we have.
Since you said okay, we have an excuse to meet again tomorrow.
Huh? Wait, what was Mion saying?
Kaichan, your voice is cracked. What's the matter?
It was on a video phone, but she could tell I was beet red.
Well, then you should definitely come tomorrow. I'll take my leave here. Good night.
Good night! Xion finished with what she had called to say into the conversation without any chit-chat. When I returned to the living room after hanging up the phone, the TV was already off and my mom was sleeping in the rocking chair. Mother! Why? Why would you do that? You just turned the TV off and fall asleep in I was watching something. What the hell? I was rude. Anyway, now feeling like turning the TV back on, I went back upstairs and returned to my room. She just turns the TV off and falls asleep. Doesn't go up to bed. No, she turns off the TV. I was in the middle of watching and falls asleep in the chair. What the hell? Jesus. I swear to God. Oh, I swear to God, that woman. I've only been receiving favors from Xion, haven't I? She brought me a bento and saved me when I got involved with those thugs. She was supposed to be a different person, so I could thank Mion at school. Come to think of it, she'd probably just say she'll pass it on to her sister. I have to thank Xion directly. Tomorrow I'll have to repay her somehow. End scene?
End scene.
Close the fist. To end the scene. All dramatic like, even though you can't see me.
You have received no tips. Details of the 3 delinquents.
of the delinquent 3. Interesting. Get rescued moment. Oh god, they have little creepy smiles. That's not! Oh, that only confirms my suspicions. God, I'm curious as to what happens there. Were they hired by the cult? Was this all a plan? Was this all Shion, Mion's plan? I don't know what to believe anymore. But yeah, there was a few conversations where it felt like, especially her asking, who would you save if we were both dangling off a cliff? I definitely feel like there's some sort of chemistry here, and Shion or Mion, I wonder, is totally interested in Moi Kaiichi Maibara. My god, I actually remembered his full name for once. So yeah, that was the end of chapter 4. End of chapter 4. You're right. The last one said end of chapter 3. Right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that was the end of chapter 4. I forgot how many were in the first game. Granted, we still haven't hit the Watch on Higurashi yet, so I'm not sure how much is left. At the very least, we are definitely not halfway. Still got quite a ways, I presume. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm curious to see, are they two different people? Are they the same? Is Shion interested in Kaiichi? Is Mion romantically interested in Kaiichi? Curious and curious. All those questions and answers and more next time on Higurashi. Well, maybe not directly next time, but at some point in the future. With that said, thank you so much for watching. We'll get a little teaser as to what's the next sentence. I knew we wouldn't be doing any club activities after school today before Mion even said anything. Okay. So yeah, that is all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I apologize for all the problems and pauses, but at the same time, I guess it kind of helped with splitting it up into multiple episodes rather than one long one. So yeah, thank you for watching all of them. At this point, 2 of them are currently scheduled and uploading. Did that while I was waiting for it to download on my computer. And I hope you're enjoying this so far. I certainly am. It's intriguing how they're telling what I assume is more or less the same story, but it's still got its twists and turns to be different. And there's like 7 or 8 of these games? I'm curious to see what happens in the other ones too. It's a very, very interesting and fun series. I am greatly enjoying it. Like I said when we started this one, I immediately wanted to jump back into it. So, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and evening. And until next time, whatever I may do, I hope to see you then. Farewell. I heard some. It's like, what the hell was that? Okay, goodbye. Farewell. Until we meet again.